Welcome guys to the Q&A series. It finally begins indeed. Your guys' questions came in last week and of course I intend to answer as many of them as I can, as much of them as I can. For a channel of 50,000 subscribers, I say you guys gave me a fair amount in terms of talking time. So what I've done is I've gone and separated all these questions. This is an introduction to the Q&A series. In fact, I'm probably going to have to put this in a playlist as well, just so you guys can go through the Q&A as you want. So that'll be interesting. But yes, I've divided all the questions up into segments and I've decided on 5 videos. We've got 5. And I'm wondering how long these go for. They might be 20 minutes, half an hour each. I do not know. Trying to talk to you guys and answer your questions properly is going to be hard. Some I'm going to have to do more quick fire, others I'll give more exploratory answers. So we'll see. I'm just trying to answer as many of you as I possibly can. And that's, well, good for you, I hope, or at least gives you answers to your questions. So 5 videos, 5 segments. And what I've decided, I've split up all the questions into 5 categories. 1, which is going to be today's episode, will be game requests. Because of course when you do a Q&A as a Let's Player, man, you get a billion game requests. A Let's Player gets game requests every day. And of course, there's only one person. It's really hard to do so many games, that's for sure. Number 2 will probably be channel questions. So questions about the channel, about its basis. So a little bit different. Of course, some of these categories are going to be overlapping. And that channel one will also involve some general video game questions as well. Then we're going to do a video on general questions. Some more to do with real life or other stuff or me stuff. We're going to do another one, of course, on Zelda questions. Because man, you guys are very much Zelda fans, aren't you? You really are. And then probably a final video that encompasses a few of the questions I got, which was about recording videos, about setups, what I have, that kind of thing. So it might be a setup video where I take you through what I have. But first of all, I've got to clean my desk down and whatnot. It's a glass desk which attracts dust like anything, my goodness. So there, I've set out how this is going to be structured, and so we begin with the Q&A. I hope you guys understand what's going on. So, of course, this is going to be vlog style. I'm going to be sitting here, putting the questions up on screen, and we're going to be jump cutting away so I can go read the questions. So this is going to be like, huh, and then I'll be randomly over here and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Jump cuts or fades, whatever I decide to do. So, let's get started with an obvious question. What video game series am I going to do next? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I plan ahead on these kind of things, but other times it's more on a whim, on a prayer, or I look at the release dates of games coming out and I go, oh, that's a good one, if you know what I mean. I like to try and keep one newer series as well as like older series going at the same time, but you know, sometimes that doesn't actually work in the way it does. I just want to give interesting games. There's some game series I want to give a try, like the Fire Emblem series, which is what I'm going through now. There's some game series for the past that are close to my heart, like Golden Sun, that we've just been doing. There's lots of game series that I want to do and encompass, and I'm only one person. It's very hard to get all that done when it's not, you know, like when you're not a YouTuber with millions of subscribers. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. When you're not a guy that can sit here and do this for a living. So, onwards we go. I don't know what video game series I'm going to do next most of the time. I do make base plans. I do make layouts in the future, like you saw with a Fire Emblem kind of like trailer video saying what one next, if you know what I mean. I do make some base plans, and I do look at view counts and all that and see what you guys have liked or enjoyed watching, and then I tend to go back to old series or stuff like that as it, you know, goes. So that's why we're back to Mario, for example now. That's how it is. So I hope that answers your question. I don't really know what I'm doing next most of the time, especially at this point in time when I just recently kind of started 2 series and they're probably going to be on for at least a month plus more. I start to kind of plan these things out nearer the end of a series, so I think what series is going to overtake it in that little bit of a break between series. So that's basically your answer. Next question. Okay, the next question is Mario and Luigi based, just talking about it. Will I be continuing the Mario and Luigi series? And you can help me out if I get stuck on the whatnot. You guys are really, really good at helping me out in general. You guys give me tips, you guys give me things. If I've missed something, you often tell me to go back, and that's brilliant. I try to play my Let's Plays blind, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not using oh, this walkthrough says I have to do this, and this order. Because it's not organic, it doesn't feel good. I mean, I want to play these games as well. I don't want to be the robot going, I will do this, what this script says, stuff like that. That sounded stupid, didn't it? But I don't want to be like that. So you guys give me tips and stuff, and the vaguer the tips, the better. If you kind of tell me, well, there's something special in that area, and then I have to actually find it, those are the best kind of tips, because it goes me go, ooh, interest, if you know what I mean, and I go, and I look, and I find, and that kind of thing goes on. Will I be doing more of the Mario and Luigi series? Yes. Pretty much the answer already. I pretty much said in the Mario and Luigi vlog that we did recently that we're continuing onwards. I've got Bowser's Inside Story around, so yes. Oliz, will you ever do another Tales of game? And many of you guys asked me questions about Tales of Zestiria and stuff like that coming out in October. Well, the answer to that is maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Of course, there's been a little bit of some issues with the Tales videos. As you know, I had to recently re-upload one of the ones from way back in Tales 1 because of a music kind of thing that muted the whole video for ages. And the reason I couldn't do that sooner was because it was on a different computer that had broken down, and I got it back. I've got my main PC now, and we're all good. We're all good. I just kept on even though my PC had died. Just had a spare PC, more or less. It's like, yes, yes. But that's basically what happened there. So Tales series is kind of up in the air. I probably won't be doing Tales series with Becca anymore if people are asking that in general. The main reason for that is a Tales series takes hundreds of episodes, if you know what I mean. Over 100 each time. And then if you do the post-game as well, man, that's even more, like we did for Tales 1. I'll talk more about the Tales 2 post-game. Well, let's talk about it now. I mean, I was going to talk about it in another video, but Tales 2 post-game pretty much came down to the fact that we were over 100 episodes already. That was over, if you think about it in terms of time-wise, it's over 3 months of doing a Let's Play. Becca has a job. She has her own company. She has her own career. She can't always be around to do videos. So that's why it kind of got nipped in the bud at a nice conclusion point of the series. I might revisit it solo to do Tales of Xenoblade 2 post-game play, but that might be a more thing in the future. I didn't want to cut off a series midway or anything, because that's horrible. I hate when people do that. But ending it at the end is kind of a nice point, if you know what I mean. We got the story over with, so good. But Tales games in the future, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of anything, it's definitely a maybe as the light gets washed out. The clouds have come out, but definitely a maybe. I can't be definite. They are very, very, very long series to play. That's pretty much my answer there. We'll see. It's a wait and see approach. You never know. It's all based on whims in the end when I decide to or not. So next question, otherwise I keep waffling. Can you play Splatoon? I just got the game recently. I already did. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure. I did already. Go check it out on the channel. Honestly, if you've got game requests, a lot of the time check in the playlist and you might find it. It seems to be a theme with these questions that I have had other questions based on that. Like, can you play Shadow of Colossus? Yeah, I've done it already. Go check out the playlist. There's other videos like that. So, to be honest, if you come to my channel and you've only come for a certain thing, but you want to see another game, check the playlist. There's a lot of games on there now. I've got over 2,800 videos. There's a lot to see out there. So yeah, basically that's that. Also, can I do more multiplayer and all that? Now, here's the interesting part. Of course, I went on holiday and I had lots of plans to do multiplayer videos. I wanted to do a road to rank A, like me constantly playing, uploading every game, even the bad games, until I get to rank A and see how quick I can get there. But then I went on holiday. I missed the Splatfest because the Splatfest was delayed for some reason. I was really planning to film some big stuff over that. And because I got out of playing the game, I know that next time I step there and play the game, I'm going to be like, I can't aim! It's going everywhere! So there's this little bit in my psyche that goes, I have to be really good at something, especially when it comes to a multiplayer shooter like Call of Duty, for example. And I need to reach a certain standard. That's basically how it is. I need to be at a certain standard. And I'm probably not going to be at that standard again for a while until I pick up the game and start playing it. So yeah, it is a maybe for the future. Especially if live streaming ever comes down. We'll talk about that in another video. But yes, I want to. But then I have to go maybe again. Oh, the maybes. This is the thing. First question, what video game series do I do? It's always up in the air. Next question. Can I play more JRPGs? Man, I play tons of JRPGs. They might not be of the traditional sense, but most of the games I play are Japanese. Most of the games I play have you playing a role. I know it's not exactly within the stereotype, but it's not even in the archetype is what I mean. But JRPGs, I play a lot of them. I play a lot on my channel. Mario and Luigi is a turn-based RPG. It might be a little bit different in the way it's scoped, but you know, it depends what you want to think. I guess it might be classified as an action RPG because you jump and dodge and that. But still, I mean, I play a lot of RPGs on the channel, so you can be sure I'll play more in the future. Don't worry about it. As for the rest of the question, we'll get to that. Have I played the Pikmin series, and would I do a Let's Play on it? Yes, I've played Pikmin. I owned it on the Nintendo GameCube when it originally came out. However, I've not bought or played Pikmin 2 or 3 for the Wii U or whatever console it was. I'm confused. I'm pretty sure it was Wii U. But yes, I've not played the other two games. I actually really enjoyed Pikmin. It was very fun. Those kind of games where you're kind of like managing the resources and watching your little creatures die, it's heartrending. But those kind of games where you're trying to like get all the things and sort out all the stuff, they plague on my mind, honestly. Trying to get everything done within a time limit. My God, even though I think I always got it done within several days left. I mean, hey, they're crazy games. Would I ever do a Let's Play of it? I don't know, really. Again, there's so many games on a list that I want to play, or so many games that I own that I can't really say. I know, so many negatives or so many maybes, but that's all I can really do for most of them, after I said at the start. So many games, one person. But yeah, I played Pikmin, I very much enjoyed it. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Okay, let's condense these questions a little bit. What side will I be doing in Fire Emblem Fates? Of course, will I be playing it? And will I be playing all three sides? That's basically the gist of these questions that have come in. The answer is, I don't know. Why don't I know? Because if I research this now, at this point in time, I'm just going to get a ton of spoilers, and then I'm not going to enjoy the game when it comes out so much. I mean, I just want to play that one fresh. The question about the free sides, I don't know what side I'll join. I know that basically there's a side where you are the evil empire, and there's a side where you leave the evil empire and you rebel against it. So I mean, think which one's probably more me, evil empire or rebel against it, and you probably get your answer there. But will I do all three story paths? Well, let's put it this way. Reckon Okem, which is Lin mode, which of course you had to do as a kind of tutorial to move into it. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if you had to do it. Good question, actually. Did you have to do it? Now I can't remember. But still, I did Lin mode, I did Eliwood mode, and then I went through Hector mode, going through all the stages I'd gone again through to show you guys the exclusive parts of Hector mode. And the different promotes of some classes, and use a couple of different characters, recruit a couple of different characters, that kind of thing. So I think that will show you kind of what I'll probably do with Fire Emblem Fates. I probably will play all paths, and I've got a little bit of stomach stuff, that's why I'm moving around with. Yeah, I'll probably play all the paths of Fire Emblem Fates. Probably will. Leading on from that, will I play Fire Emblem 6? Yes, another Fire Emblem question. I could have covered that last time, but it's a dual question, of course. So first of all, would I play Fire Emblem 6? What I'm expecting to happen is in the future, I've got lots of Fire Emblem games to play. Fire Emblem games that are already released. We've got Radiant Dawn, we've got Awakening, we've got yada yada yada, Sacred Stones, all this stuff. And in that time frame, I mean, Roy's in Smash Bros and all that, and it's gonna happen at some point. The Fire Emblem 6 gets actually localized and released officially. That's what I'm expecting in all this time when I'm playing Fire Emblem, is that game will probably get localized at some point. I'd imagine it will. It's got to. Honestly, it's what Wii U Virtual Console's built for. Hopefully. Pray. If you know what I mean. Just pray. Pray! But, let's continue on from there, shall we? I'm not going to play it as an emulation. I don't want to play it if I don't really own it. Now, if I've completed all the Fire Emblems, then I may consider it. But the thing is, of course, emulating a game is kind of illegal. Supposedly it's not. If you own a hard copy of the game, you can emulate it on your PC, as long as there's certain files on your PC. I don't know the rules. But I just want to play it if I own it, if you know what I mean. And I'm hoping it will come out in the next God knows how. I'm not going to say, hey, you emulated this game, you're a bad person. I just want to play it with a legit copy, be it digital or not, on the Wii U, which I'm hoping it will, or I'm betting, I'm praying. That's pretty much going on. Continued on with a question. Puyo Pop, which one's my favourite of the series? Have I played it? Yep, I own it. I've played it before. Puyo Pop Fever is the only one I own. It's a crazy, crazy game that may break up relationships if you play it multiplayer. I don't advise it. pretty much what I'm saying about that. No, it's a good game. It's a fun little puzzle game. It was a bit crazy, that's for sure, but I can't say I'm a big fan. And I can't say which one's my favourite in the series, but considering that was the only one I played, probably Puyo Pop Fever. Right then, the next question now. This question's been dogging the channel for a long time. It constantly keeps getting asked, and I keep answering it, but it keeps coming back. Not blaming you for asking the question though, because to be honest, the sources where you've seen it, you've had to look for the answer. So, have I considered playing Kingdom Hearts? Yes, many times. We've bought them to like play them as well. We bought the HD remixes. Becca's owns the older games, the originals. Yes, I really like Kingdom Hearts. I really wanted to play it. Then I found out about all the copyright shenanigans with it. Then things got a bit iffy. I always intended to play Kingdom Hearts, but is the answer here. But what can I really do if I put it up and I lose my channel because of copyright strike? It's Disney, it's Square Enix together. Square Enix are a bit with it now. Disney are a big company that really might strike. I know there's already issues, and I know there's certain ways to get by it, by like deleting certain cutscenes, certain songs. But when you start deleting cutscenes from Let's Plays, you kind of take away the story and what it makes up and stuff. You take away some of the atmosphere, and I don't want to be doing that. So unless there was an exact way to do it, and it didn't take away too much, and it was posted somewhere that says, you can do a Let's Play if you do this, 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 and it's acceptable to me, I'd love to do it. But it's such a big risk, and I've got 2,800 videos of many game series that I could lose. Do you see my dilemma here? So yeah, that's basically your answer. I love to do it, I just feel I can't. Would you think about doing this series over here, says Companion Cube? What do I think about doing Portal? Well, yes, I've thought about it before. I've looked into the legality of doing it on YouTube. See, this is what I have to do. I have to look at games, look at the developers, and go, this developer's okay, this developer's not. This developer quite likes it, this developer doesn't. Portal, it seems, is one of those games, or Steam, they're quite fine with you putting up their content. So, or at least what I've looked at. Now I'm wondering if my memory is correct. But yeah, I very much thought of doing Portal, especially Portal 2, because that multiplayer. That could be a good, nice, short series to do with Becca, rather than long series like Tales. So it's something I've always thought of. So what I'd say to that one is stay tuned. It's yet again in the maybe bracket, but it's on my list. It's on my list. And also going back to the Kingdom Hearts question, again, I know a lot of YouTubers have done Kingdom Hearts, but it's always that risk. I wanted to add that one on. A lot of people have done it, it is up there, but there's a risk. I know you've played FPSs before. Would you do the Halo campaigns? Well, interestingly enough, I do own some Halos. I have played them. Becca owns other of the Halo series. But I would say it's not really my favourite. I don't really like it. To be honest, most of the Xbox exclusives, or the Xbox draws at the time, Halo and Gears of War, actually drove me away from the console in its original iteration. I like Reach and ODST a lot more than the other games in the series. I like them, probably because Master Chief isn't in them. I like ODST because the abilities are scaled down to be more human-like, without the stupid power jump of the stupid protagonist. That's basically how I feel about it. Halo Reach has Spartans in it that feels vulnerable, as you'd know if you've played the game. That's kind of what I like a little bit more. The character that is Master Chief actually stops me from playing the game, more or less. I've played them through, I know the story, but I don't like Master Chief. And that may insult you, I don't know, but yeah, Xbox games, the Xbox exclusives, they kind of drove me away from the title. I've always been a Nintendo boy, and the main reason I got an Xbox and made it my second console, to be honest, for a large period of time it was my first console, but the main reason I got that and ended up playing Call of Duty was entirely because of the game series Rock Band, which I very much enjoy playing, just drumming away in that. I bought it because of that, and because Rock Band isn't well supported on the Nintendo. All the releases of the songs were later, and I wouldn't say it's because the graphics were worse, but let's put it this way, Rock Band 4 isn't coming out on the Wii U. It's not. So I really like Rock Band. I really liked it, that's what got me playing the Xbox. I ended up picking up some of these games and even enjoying some of them, especially ODST. I think that was the best in the series for me. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea, so that one I'd actually say no to. Are you going to do Golden Sun Dark Dawn? Now that's a game request that we already know I'm definitely going to do, so don't worry about it. Here's a quick one for you. I'm definitely going to do about it. I'm just giving it a little bit of pause because Golden Sun 1 and 2, The Lost Age, should have been played together. They were one complete stories. If you've heard the stories of stuff, there are game developers that have done that kind of thing because, for example, Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles were all meant to be one game. But developer costs meant that they released half the game early, in a complete form, if you know what I mean, half of the story, so they can make the money to finish off and have the time to finish off the second game, and there you go. So basically, that's how that worked out. It felt like I should definitely play them in one solid block, so people don't forget the story from 1 when I'm playing 2. But Golden Sun Dark Dawn takes place years separated, so it's a separate story in some senses with some of the mythos from the background, which you may need to remember, you may not need to. It's designed in a different way, so I can play it whenever I want. So basically, it's coming later on. So, am I going to play, or could I play, the Dragon Age series, because I quite like Mass Effect and it's along the same vein by the same company? Well, Becca bought me it fairly recently to check out because she's a big Dragon Age fan. In fact, she was a big Mass Effect fan before, well, she's a way bigger Mass Effect fan than I am, that's for sure. But yes, it's been on my maybe list. It actually has like been something that I've looked at and going, oh, maybe I should do that for the people that enjoyed Mass Effect because, well, it's along the same lines. It is an interesting game, let's put it that way. I haven't played through them. I've played a little bit of it, a little bit of Dragon Age, but not more than that. I recently got, I think I got it anyway. Did I get it or did Becca get it? But been seeing the latest Dragon Age being played on Becca's PC because she's very much a big fan. She wasn't thinking so much that she'd get it, but then she did, and whoa, she was on it and playing it, that's for sure. It's a maybe. It's a maybe in the future. Again, one person, many games to play. Whew. And this questionnaire is going on for a long time, isn't it? Right then, let us find out what the next question is. Mass Effect 4. Will I play that? Well, I've played Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3, and considering the fact I do like to continue series, even if it's not a direct continuation of the series, you can probably bet that when it comes out I will be looking at it and hoping that YouTubers can do it. So, probably you can pretty much bet on that one coming to the channel at some point in time, if not on release. Stay tuned, basically. So, here we come to a big one. Final Fantasy. Yes, I've been saving this one because the explanation will probably be fairly long. Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 15, more to be exact. Right. Final Fantasy 7, the new one. It's going to be fairly different from the original, which will be an interesting thing to find out. Final Fantasy 15 is out soon and something that I've very much look forward to coming out. I really, really do. I haven't played the demo or anything like that, but I really, really am looking to play it. The problem is, though, and this is why this is going to be a bigger one and why I've been saving it, Final Fantasy as a whole, Square Enix and YouTube copyright, third-party strikes and all that. Third-party strikes are fine, copyright not so much. And with certain things, for example, my first and only actual copyright strike was off the Final Fantasy Lightning Returns finale. And you can see the video that I made of the Final Fantasy Lightning Returns finale on the channel. Well, not on the channel, but somewhere else. I did make it. It's uploaded on another video site. If you follow the links within the Final Fantasy playlist, you will find that final episode if you wanted to watch the finale. I've been asked that many a time if that's up. Yes, it is. You just have to follow some links. But it was my only copyright strike so far. Basically, even though I was in contact with Square, like I'm in contact with Namco PR, which is basically Tales of as well, even though I was in contact with them, Japanese studios do things a different way. And I was going to explain this more in the channel questions video, but still, they do things a different way. They don't understand YouTube. They don't seem to really get it, unlike the Western world, which is a big thing in. It's not so big over there. They probably got other YouTubes, and other kinds of things. Their kind of mythos, or their, not mythos, but their kind of ethos, that's the one, on it all is different, separated. It's not anything like ours. They don't seem to like it very much. So, if I were to put it up, I'd be running risks yet again. I don't know. Let's put it this way, I'm a really big Final Fantasy fan, and I've already, I scheduled lots of Final Fantasy Let's Plays. I was like, I'll do this one next, and this one after that. There was big plans, and then problems, if you know what I mean. I was very much about to go on Final Fantasy VI ages ago, last year. And then problems, then that copyright strike. So I don't know, maybe Square Enix will lighten up in the future. Maybe I can get in contact with them and sort something out. I'll find out for you guys. But at this point in time, I really don't know. It is a very Jeopardy thing. It's more on the side of no than maybe, I'd have to say. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. So stay tuned. So, after answering big questions, it's time to get to a more quick-fire-ish type situation, because this question and answers video has been going on quite a long time as another cloud comes over. Right, I've got here a list of Let's Plays that you guys have asked me to do, and we're going to roll through these ones faster, after all. Let's try and get this done. Right. Earthbound. I recently watched a Good Games Played Fast or something like that, or Good Games Done Quick, or whatever it is. The charity thing that was on recently that raised like 700,000 for charity. And I watched someone do a glitch percent run of it, which was about 1 hour 50 minutes long. My goodness, it was like, how did people find out these things exactly and know how to manipulate RNG in that kind of way? It's crazy, and all the glitches with multiple save files and stuff. I'd be very interested in seeing how that one plays out without it being a glitch run and with it being played normally, because supposedly big swaths of the game were completely and utterly missed. I do not know. So, as it said, I do not know if I want to let's play it or not. To be honest, I'm erring more on the side of yes than maybe, but then, time, again, remember the stuff I said at the start. Right, next one on the list, Pokemon. Right, after the Pokemon X and Y Let's Play, of course, whichever one I did, I think it was Y, I felt very silly, let's put it that way, because I was not very knowledgeable. I was not very knowledgeable compared to my subscriber base about the game. I know there's a lot of Pokemon YouTubers out there that have got way better brains for it, and I guess one of the charms of me playing it, and one of the reasons I did it originally, was because I didn't know so much, and so I was kind of experiencing it, and you guys were way more experienced than I was, that's for sure. You guys were way more experienced than I was. The answer to it is kind of, I don't really want to do another Pokemon Let's Play, or I don't think I will. I missed a generation of Pokemon going into that one. There were so many Pokemon I didn't know, and game mechanics that I didn't necessarily know that were in, to know the types of what I should be fighting with, and everything was so trial and error that I felt like I wasn't doing it justice. I felt like I wasn't doing it right. So that's basically my answer to that. Probably not. So, Okamiden. Well, the answer to that will be, it's a game continuation of a series that I did ages ago, or more to the point, there's only 2 in the series, but it was a fan-requested Let's Play in the first place, and I played it and very much enjoyed it. There are games out there that I do take as requests from you guys, and do very much enjoy it. I do a little bit of research to see, oh, is that kind of my cup of tea? But, yeah, I probably see myself playing that in the future, just not yet. So that one's more on the side of yes. Of course, I can't always promise it, but we'll move on to the next one. Dragon Quest. Do I know the Dragon Quest series at all? No, I have no clue what that is. It's only like a really big series. Of course I know what it is. But can I play Dragon Quest IX Sentinels of the Starry Skies? Unfortunately, I played it kind of recently with Becca. Becca had a copy, I had a copy, we played through it. And I did get through it, and I did complete the game. So the answer to that is probably more along the lines of no. Because I played it recently. I like to do games organic, and usually if I replay a game, it's because I've got to the point where I can't remember it anymore. So that's kind of your answer there. I do know the Dragon Quest series. There's more Dragon Quest games to come out. Man, there's Dragon Quest games being announced for the new Nintendo console, the NX, and that's not even anywhere near us at the moment. You never know. But still, it's not something I want to play just yet. Let's put it that way. Dishonored 2. And its DLC. Well, I played the Dishonored Let's Play, and the reason I didn't actually do its DLC, if you guys noticed the end Let's Play, I did say I'll do the DLC when it comes out. The reason I didn't follow up on it at all was because I have a very family-friendly channel, and I try not to swear at all. There has been one occasion where I've swore personally, as in myself, that wasn't part of the text. Of course, like series like Mass Effect, there were certain words in there. And there are certain words in other games that don't necessarily mean as an insult, but like the name of a type of sword, for example. So I said stuff, but I try to keep the channel family friendly. I didn't think Dishonored, even though the way I played it, where I was trying not to kill anyone, going really slowly and stealthily, I didn't think it really fit in with that in the end. So I probably won't play Dishonored 2 on the channel. I probably will play it personally, but probably not on the channel, just because I don't really think it really fits with the rest of the games I play. Probably on that effect, Mass Effect doesn't either, but yeah, I don't know about that, really. Last Remnant is another Square Enix JRPG for the Xbox, if I'm right in saying. Square Enix rules kind of apply. I've never heard of The Last Remnant in terms of playing it. I don't know much about it. I know another game that they did was Lost Odyssey, and we do own that. That's in the house. We only played like the very start of it, and I remember Becca going, "There's jam everywhere! There's blood coming everywhere." I don't know. But I probably don't see myself playing that in the list of games that I have to play. Kirby games! Kirby, Kirby, Kirby. Of course, I kind of see myself actually playing a game like that in the future, to be honest, a Kirby title or two, just because I know Becca's a big Kirby fan. I never had any of the games, but Becca had them for the Game Boy and all that, so she was a big Kirby fan. Of course I know of Kirby because of Smash Brothers and all that. In Smash Brothers, my character was always Fox McCloud from day one. My brother's character was Kirby, so basically there was always that kind of fight going on. He keeps stealing my power and firing my lasers, how dare he. But yeah, I see myself playing a Kirby game in the future, I just can't say for sure, of course. Would I play Chrono Trigger? Hey look, we own it, and I've definitely thought about it, so it is on my list. It is on the list. Again, another Square Enix game, but the thing is, newer games are more likely to be copyright flagged than older games. There's a tip for you there. There's a kind of thing about it, mainly because of like layouts and all that. Usually the thing that gets flagged is music, so maybe it will get flagged, but you never know. You never know. Right then, Star Fox. Yes, I've left this one for the quickfire section because I was going to add it in the channels one. But Star Fox, the new game, my goodness, of course, I just mentioned Fox McCloud was my jam. Yes, Star Fox, yes, definite yes. Of course, I don't care if they strike me for that one. I just want to play it. Third party my thing away. Take all the revenue. Fine, I'll play Star Fox for you guys. Yeah! Right, the other one, however, on the list here is Sword Art Online. And let me just read the thing, the prefix. Last Song. Now, Sword Art is quite interesting. I remember we've watched the anime. We've watched it. So that might answer another question in the other sections. But we've watched Sword Art Online. We've watched the first series. The first series, Becca considered to be good. I considered to be good. The second series then began. And something happened with a change of character dynamics, mainly the female lead, and how she was treated during the series, that literally said, made Becca say, "No, that's enough, this is terrible, I'm not watching this." It's not a case of it being like gory or anything like that, or stuff, it was just wrong. In a Japanese way, sometimes, you know, it doesn't mix with English sensibilities so much, but it was that power dynamic, the change, it was just not nice, not nice. Basically, things get a little bit... How do I not say the word while implying it? A powerless female is going to get taken advantage of and has no way of stopping it personally. Whether Knight in Shining Armor has to come and save, but this, what was a stronger female character originally, then became just nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much that for me. In returns to playing the game, no, I don't think so, sorry. Thanks for the compliment about the shirt, by the way, but Civ 5 and Endless Legends. Civ 5, I played Civ with Becca, and Becca doesn't seem to enjoy it as much as I do. I quite like the strategy resource management stuff. We used to play it with some of our friends a little bit, but for Let's Play, it's kind of more of a live stream game than I'd say a YouTube game. And yes, there are classifications of games, what I consider a live stream and a YouTube game. Like Call of Duty is now what I'd consider more a live stream game, even though it doesn't do that well in terms of views on live stream, but it's more that interaction kind of basic game rather than what I do for YouTube gameplay nowadays. Anyway, so Civ 5 is kind of more in that bracket. Endless Legends I've never heard of, I've got to say, so I can't say either way. But thanks for the compliment on the shirt. Right then, Pandora's Tower and Eternal Sonata. Wait a second, do I own any of them? Do I own any of them? Well, I don't own Pandora's Tower, but I do own and very much enjoyed Eternal Sonata. Again, another game I actually would like to Let's Play for the channel. Now, the problem is the Namco kind of thing. Companies, Japanese again. And the main problem is it's a game built around the life of Chopin. Music. Music is actually a problem. Music is the main cause of losing your channel, pretty much. So it's a game I'd very much like to play. I really would, and it has been on my list before of games to play. I'll check the legality of it and then maybe you'll see it. And then as a jump cut, I realised I forgot to answer Pandora's Tower. There were a lot of good JRPGs out at the end of the Wii's life cycle. Pandora's Tower was one of the ones released alongside like Last Story and like Xenoblade Chronicles and all that. Xenoblade Chronicles X is another one as well that we got to talk about, but still, Pandora's Tower is one that I probably would be interested in playing, but I don't own and I don't have plans for at the moment, so there's your answer. Xenoblade Chronicles X looks very interesting for the Wii U. Xenoblade Chronicles for the 3DS, of course, I don't have a 3DS that can play it to capture it. That's pretty much how that goes, so I'd have to get on the Wii if I were to play it. Lots of people have recommended it in the past, so maybe it's something I'll look into. Xenoblade Chronicles X would be a lot easier for me to get and play, of course, so I'll see, really. It's going to be on the maybe list, so we've got some on the no, some on the yes, I really want to, some on the maybes. That's just how game requests go. Right then, the Batman Arkham Knight, or more to the point, the Batman series, I guess, is you're really implying, because you wouldn't do Arkham Knight without doing the other two. I have played the first two and enjoyed them, but again, I don't think that's a game I'd like to let's play. To be honest, I'm not really much of a superhero kind of guy. DC and Marvel don't really get me going, so much. I enjoy delving into the characters' mythos every so often, but usually via Wikipedia pages, to be honest, rather than actually playing or reading any of the source material. I very much enjoyed the Avengers movie. I haven't seen Avengers 2 though. Could you believe it? I don't know. But yeah. Batman, not so much. The World Ends With You is a 3DS game that was requested, and I haven't really looked into it, to be honest. You say it's got great music, all that kind of thing, but I don't know about that one. I gotta say, I have no real clue about how it plays or how it is, so it's up in the air, man, it's up in the air. What's the next one? Right then, what's next on the list of the game request quickfire version? Skies of Arcadia is yet another game that you guys request, yet another game that I had on my list to do, but for Sega. Now the reason that Sega's a bit of an issue is because of, I think, oh no, what is it? Shining Force? Is that the name of the game series? Where there was a big thing where every YouTube Let's Play was completely gazumped of a certain game series because they copyrighted the name again and they wanted to do something with it, so they got rid of all of this certain game series. I think Total Biscuit covered it or something, or something to do with him as well. I don't know. I name dropped another YouTuber, how dare I? But still, I don't know how they stand with YouTube Let's Plays anymore. I really don't. Skies of Arcadia is one I'd love to play. I very much enjoyed that. That is, of course, the Nintendo version, which is a lot harder to find than the Dreamcast version, though to be honest now I imagine the Dreamcast version is a lot harder to find. When I tried to find that, it took me ages to get it. Ages. One of those limited supply games, I think it was. But yeah, I'm very much interested in playing it. I'll check out stuff that's going on with it. So yeah, more on the yes pile. Valkyria Chronicles, though, I have no clue what that is, to be honest. I actually have to say. Well, I know what Skies of Arcadia is, and you put it in the same question. I have no clue what that game is. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. On the other side, though, I have heard of another game that you guys have had, which is Shadow Hearts. Now, we own that, or should I say Becca owns that. Becca is a very big fan of the Shadow Hearts series, but I have no clue what it is, and from what I've heard...
Only 1 and 2, the sequels are rubbish!
Okay, there she goes, that's that. From what I've heard from her, it's like a really difficult game to play, where if you don't have an item at some point, you fight a boss and you just instantly game over and stuff like that.
No?
Oh, what game's that?
I don't know.
It's like if you don't have a necklace.
Kudelka!
Oh, okay, I'm mixing up games now.
Good thing I came home, you talk nonsense.
Yeah, I talk nonsense, me. But yeah, Shadow Hearts is an interesting game, but I'm not sure it's really on my list, that's for sure. It'd be something...
Your list sucks!
Yeah, my list sucks. That'd be something Becca would probably play. And the last game on the list, and more to the point, the question as a whole is a bit crazy. Would I like to do long games such as Skyrim? Like, you say a longer game, I'm guessing you mean a game that can just plod on forever because of randomly generated content, or like your Minecrafts, like you could do whatever you want with. Long games, though, 120 episode Let's Plays count as long, of like Tales games or Final Fantasies. That's like 4 months. Of course I've done long games before. I don't really want to do a game that covers a year though. If I wanted to do that, I would definitely be continuing a certain Let's Play that was last year that, with the content of the DLC, if you get what I'm talking about, could have went on for a whole year. Easily. That's just a crazy one indeed. But yeah, Skyrim is not really my jam. Again, that's another game that Becca kind of likes. More to the point, she really loves Oblivion. Absolutely loves Oblivion. So, between us as a couple, she's off camera at the moment. Do you want to get in?
I don't know, I'm really sunburned.
She's really sunburned. But yeah,
I might break the camera.
Okay. But yeah, she really loves those games, and she has a completely different gaming spectrum than mine. Well, I grew up with Nintendo, and I played like the Xbox games on top. She grew up with PlayStation and is such a massive PlayStation fan, and then kind of navigated over to Nintendo and not Nintendo, Xbox and PC. She's a very big PC gamer, very big PlayStation fan.
Oh, go on then. I'm all red because of Druid Camp.
And I'm a very big Nintendo fan with the Xbox kind of in it as well. So we cover a big amount of gaming spectrum, which is why I could show you so many games here that we own. But yeah, now Becca's joined the vlog. But this is actually the end. She got sunburned at Druid Camp.
I did, really bad.
Oh. See, I've got my nice nerd power.
You haven't seen me in ages though, so...
But yes, crazy times. That is a very long vlog indeed. I said to you guys these would be long because the questions you guys have, they're just so many, and explaining why and not just saying yes, no, no, yes, no, no, yes, and then being done in thingy. It's that kind of trying not to be rude at the same time.
He's not very good at being concise, is he? He babbles
or
ages.
That. I'm very good at babbling. But we're at the end of it. So that is game requests covered. Now we move on to other questions. I'd say more interesting questions as well. We've got that under our belt, the first one. So join me next time as Becca goes...
I do. It's weird. You could do a B-log. I could answer questions.
A B-log?
I'd be
a
rude.
Becca log?
Yeah.
Like a B-side or a B-movie?
I could tell you things about him in ways he would never admit.
What?
That would be really fun.
Okay,
well,
we're cutting this here. That's the end of the vlog. No, thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time for more questions and answers. Bye-bye.